Hey, what's up guys, Josh's Boost here and welcome back to another Digimon video. Today I have the locals finals from last week. On the left we have Edwin playing Blackwargreymon Gaiomon, pretty standard build, against Bruce playing Bloomlord. On the right, his deck profile is up on the channel as well. I think this was like a slightly altered list, but just to get the gist of it, I'll link it somewhere in the video. This is a matchup I've featured before, even though the Gaiomon or the Blackwargreymon build that I featured that time was a lot different. But this was locals finals, so I wanted to record it anyway. And I do think I can give some pretty good criticism or commentary on this matchup, specifically on the technical play of the Blackwargreymon side, because I have played that deck a lot. So yeah, let's get into it. What we see here is pretty much how this matchup should play out, I guess, where both of the players are really building up in the back. I do have to admit that for Bloomlord, it's pretty lucky that he has access to the Hydramon right away, because that's really one of the only cards in the deck that basically allow you the possibility to just keep your stack and raising before actually starting to play. Because if you don't have Hydramon, you will need to actually play your guys in the battle area, and at that point, of course, they become pretty much just targets for the Blackwargreymon player. However, we see just Bloomlord really slowly setting up here, setting up the Mimi Tamer, Memory Boost, and the Hydramon. So probably next turn, that means that he will be able to start playing the game without instantly losing if his stack gets cleared by the Blackwargreymon player. So I assume that probably Bruce would have promoted his Hydramon next turn anyway, but now we see Edwin promoting his Metal Greymon here, so promoting his stack, which I definitely think is a pretty big misplay, because it's, you know, with Blackwargreymon you're really playing the control game with like one big stack, and if that stack is outed by the opponent, it's just so hard to get back into the game. And now we see this Gaiomon being built. Yes, it is going to be doing 3 checks, which is quite nice, of course, for the aggro. It really does force Bruce to play, but I mean, he will have access to 5 memory as well as the Hydramon effect, right? And the thing is, we do have to keep in mind the Gaiomon is 16k right now, though, so that's nice. That makes it pretty hard for Bloomlord to get over it. However, it is very weak now to something like Pokemon being played out, then suspending the Pokemon with the Hydramon effects to suspend the Gaiomon, and then you can just run over it with a boosted Bloomlord, for example, which is just very, very rough, not gonna lie. Basically, at that point, if the Gaiomon gets outed here, the game is just literally over. And we see Bruce playing all the good cards that play Digimon by effects, going into Palmon twice here. And I think he hits Bloomlord twice of the Palmon review, so that's very nice. That's definitely what you want to be seeing as the Bloomlord player. Just doing a think here because he has 3 possible targets. And like I said, he's probably going to go for the Pokemon, since it will allow him to suspend the Gaiomon. And then since he has the boost, he can also just play out the Pokemon, then go into the Bloomlord, suspend the Pokemon with the Bloomlord effect. To suspend the Gaiomon as well, and then he gets to keep turns, since he will have 4 suspended or 3 suspended Digimon and the Hydramon effect as well. Which I think that's probably the line he's going to do here. Unless there's access to Blossomon or something. Yeah, so that's even better. So now you can suspend the Pokemon with the Blossomon, suspend the Gaiomon with the Pokemon. And now you can go into Bloomlord to actually gain 5 memory, I think. Yeah, so that's again exactly what happens. And now he's going to draw some cards, and he's going to swing with. Does the Bloomlord have some kind of attack boost other than his own effect? Because if not, this is actually a little bit of a misplay, because the Bloomlord is 16 and the Gaiomon is 16 as well, because of the Greymon X antibody effect lingering until the end of your opponent's turn. So I don't think the Bloomlord would have survived the battle unless I'm missing something. But I'm gonna be honest here, like, this seems like a misplay that really has huge impact on the game, but actually it doesn't. Because even if the Bloomlord would have just crashed like 16k against 16k, which I think is what should have happened, unless I'm missing something, And yeah, okay, he couldn't have done the 3 checks, but there's like almost no way for Blackwargreymon to get back into the game against this field of Pokemon, Sunflowermon, Blossomon, and the Terriermon that would have been erasing anyway. It would have just probably been game for Bloomlord next turn regardless. And even if it wasn't, I don't think with the amount of memory that Edwin has here, he really could have gotten back into the game properly. We see him build up a stack in the front here with the Agumon. Going into Agumon X, then trick Coolboy to get some extra draw, so you can set up in the back. He has the Agumon here, that's like the ideal one that you want to have in raising to make sure that your guy survives all the checks basically when you're swinging. Then just passes to 1, but of course Bruce goes to 3 because of Mimi. And yeah, this is just game right. Again, we do know he has the second Bloomlord in hand anyway because of Palmon Surge. So yeah, like very likely we have been game anyway. Honestly. Again, like assuming that the Bloomlord was not on field, Edwin would still ended on just the Greymon and the Agumon. He did already pop the boost, so he just has the Coolboy. So if I guess unless he has win rates, then into Blackwargreymon or something like that, and even then I don't think it would have mattered. So yes, a little bit of an error there in the gameplay, but in the long run I don't think it would have mattered, simply because this is really why this matchup can be so hard for Blackwargreymon, right? Because it just doesn't have much protection against battle. Even when your guys are really big, Bloomlord can just suspend your guy and then just attack over it, because Bloomlord himself can get quite big as well. So yeah, we're probably gonna see just a repeat of game 1 here, where both of the decks are building up and raising. Edwin sadly not starting with the promo Agumon here. I do think this is a little bit of a weird play. I would honestly, like, looking at this, I would have never played it like this. There's literally no reason to ever evolve into the Agumon X antibody in raising, I think, especially not if you have Coolboy in hand. Because I probably would have just played the Coolboy, and then next turn you could have promoted the Agumon, evolve into the Agumon, get the draw and the memory from the Coolboy, get the search from the Agumon X antibody, and then he could have just built up a stack later. Like, he could have built up a second stack basically, starting from the turn after that. Because especially since Bruce also still in the setup phase, right? So he would have definitely had the time to do that, and then build up a better stack in the back with the promo Agumon. Have some setup with the memory boost and the Coolboy and stuff, and then go for like a big turn where he wipes the entire Bloomlord board, because that's definitely something that Blackwargreymon can do. I see Bruce set up the Agitar here. And Edwin plays out the Black Agumon. Also double hits, so hits Metal Greymon and Gaiomon, which you can add both because Gaiomon is a Dragonkin Digimon. And now it's another Agumon X antibody. So yeah, I think Bruce is probably asking here if you can evolve it over the Black Agumon, I assume. Which you can. You can. Gain the memory, get another draw, and then search. A lot of targets here. I'm actually going to take the BT8 Greymon, the blocker inheritable one. So I assume he already has access to Blackwargreymon then. But really pops the boost here, evolves into Greymon. I don't think I would have done this. Yeah, it goes into Greymon X antibody. You should also, I don't really feel like you should ever do this. Especially, like, if he goes into Metal Greymon now, that would be weird anyway. Yeah, he's not even gonna do that. So this is like a huge misplay, to be honest, because he's just basically stealing 2 memory from himself for the next turn. He could have just not played the Greymon X antibody, then played the Coolboy to put Bruce to 1, and then next turn, even if he got memory choke to 1, which Bloomlord has a pretty easy time doing anyway, could have promoted this guy, then evolved into the Greymon X and got the double draw from the Coolboy as well as memory, so he went to 3. And now, if he gets choked to 1, like, he's not gonna have any way to access extra memory. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have played it like this, for sure. It's just so good that, like, when you have a Greymon in the back, or a Metal Greymon sometimes, you can't be memory choked, because you're just gonna be able to evolve into the X antibody version and then gain additional memory to do, you know, more plays. And there's literally just no reason to evolve into the Greymon X antibody in the back, right? Unless he, like, literally had no play to do, except for that. And so you had to get the draw from the evolve, which I think is highly unlikely. But yeah, we see Bloomlord move out now, and this is exactly what I mean, right? If he, for example, had X2 win rate next turn, as well as not have evolved to the Greymon X antibody, he could have just probably made a comeback and clear the entire opponent's field. Because if you, like, go to 1, promote to Greymon, evolve to Greymon X antibody, go to 3 memory because of Cool Boy, play win rate, go into the Meadow Greymon for essentially 2, and then out like a Digimon and de-Digivolve a Digimon, and then to Gaio to out another one of the Digimon, or de-Digivolve and out another one of the Digimon. And then Bloomlord would have just 1 body on the field, which would be a level 4, I think, or potentially even a level 3, depending on how he played. And at that point, I feel like probably it would be really hard for Bloomlord to get back into the game, and I doubt he would have enough memory and resources to also out the Gaiomon on the next turn. But yeah, now he just has to evolve to the Meadow Greymon there. It's basically just a lost cause, right? Basically last turn, or not last turn from Blackwargreymon, but the turn before was the turn where he lost because he didn't sequence the cards right. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is like, I think this was Edwin's first tournament playing this deck ever. So he still did really well making it to finals, right? But yeah, these are definitely the kind of games that's, or the kind of plays that make you lose games you really shouldn't have lost. I definitely think this game was winnable for Blackwargreymon, but yeah, as we can see now, what's he really gonna do, right? Maybe he's even just gonna straight up lose this turn. If Bruce has X2 something like double Bloomlord, then, you know, he probably will. I'm going to go to 0 and then, yeah, gain 1 memory from the Agitar, and then I think get a bunch of draw effects from the Inheritables. Or no draw effects from the Inheritables. I'm going to play Samadhi, so yeah, this is very rough. Because now the Bloomlord is going to be able to run over the Meadow Greymon, and now it's literally over, right? Like, there's no way for Blackwargreymon to get back into the game after this. Even if the Bloomlord would die on the first swing, it doesn't even matter. And yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Like, I'm not sure if Edwin's going to try to play this game. I don't think there's any point. Honestly, at this point, Bruce could play like a 10 drop and then wouldn't even have impact on the end of the game. Because there's no stack in raising, so it's just really nothing to do. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna just concede the game here. And yeah, that's it. GG. A little bit unfortunate for the Bloomlord in game 1, but you know, as I said, I don't really think it would have had a huge impact on the game. Even though it looked like really important, I think in hindsight it really wasn't. But yeah, still GG. See you in the next one.